village of Malynivka, Donetsk region, 2 Russian armored personnel carriers, full of infantry, were advancing to storm a Ukrainian tree line. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone detected their coordinates and immediately relayed the information to artillery units. As the enemy vehicles approached the tree line, Ukrainian mortar crews opened fire. The first shells landed near the enemy vehicles, but did not damage them. The Russians began an emergency dismount, attempting to run toward the tree line to push out the Ukrainian infantry. However, the next strikes by Ukrainian artillery were accurate. The shells hit directly, striking the Russian armored personnel carrier. Motorized assault groups were sent to support the armored vehicles, but they were destroyed by Ukrainian artillery while still on their way to the tree line. This is another mechanized assault by Russian forces in the Donetsk region near the city of Kurakov. The Russians attempted to break deep into the rear of Ukrainian positions using tanks, but on the way they drove into a minefield and were met by Ukrainian bomber drones. A precise drop of a heavy bomb on the Russian tank caused a powerful detonation that shattered the tank into pieces. Another Russian tank, which was the second in the column, hit an anti-tank mine and was instantly destroyed as well. The tank leading the column kept moving, but it didn't have much farther to go. Ukrainian bomber drone operators already had it in their sights. Realizing they were next, the tank crew decided to abandon the vehicle and flee from the Ukrainian drones. The assault by the 3 Russian tanks was successfully halted. This is Luhansk region, the city of Kreminna. The Russians built tunnel-like structures using netting to protect their vehicles from Ukrainian drone strikes. But that doesn't stop Ukrainian pilots. They find gaps in the netting and fly directly into the tunnels, leaving the Russian equipment with no chance. That's exactly what happened in this case. A Russian logistics truck was destroyed by a single kamikaze drone. Also in the Donetsk region, a reconnaissance drone from the Magyar Birds Brigade spotted a Russian Grad multiple launch rocket system. Without wasting any time, kamikaze drone pilots were dispatched to the target and successfully destroyed the enemy combat vehicle. At first, the multiple launch rocket system began to emit smoke, but after a short wait, the reconnaissance drone confirmed that flames had engulfed the Russian vehicle. Zaporizhzhia region, a Ukrainian MiG-29 fighter jet pilot destroyed a Russian ammunition depot and fuel tanks for military vehicles with 2 missiles. Here, a Ukrainian Shark reconnaissance drone spotted a Russian 2S-7 Pion self-propelled artillery system that had arrived to resupply ammunition. A Russian armored vehicle was just delivering the munitions. Seizing the perfect moment, Ukrainian artillerymen, using the HIMARS system, launched a precise strike on the Russian equipment, completely destroying it. Here, Ukrainian pilots identified a Russian drone operator hub. At first, they attempted to strike the enemy position using kamikaze drones. After the initial hits, a decision was made to follow up with an artillery strike to eliminate the target. Following the drone impacts, Russian soldiers initially tried to extinguish the flames themselves, but once the artillery shell hit, they no longer stood a chance. Here, Ukrainian Special Operations Forces pilots launched a hunt for Russian occupiers who were hiding in tree lines and trying to sneak toward Ukrainian positions unnoticed. Russian motorized assault groups were also quickly intercepted by drone pilots. The Russians were forced to abandon their motorcycles and flee into the forest in a desperate attempt to save their lives. Some Russian soldiers, in their final attempts, tried to escape from the drone or shoot it down. Thank you friends for your support. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new videos. This material was prepared by Hustler. See you soon.